What's up, Guardians? It's your boy Doodle from Doodles of Destiny, and today I want to share some weapon loadouts and break down the mechanics of Destiny 2's Exotic Quest Vox Obscura. Completing this on Master difficulty will not only give you the Exotic Sparrow, the Ivory Empress, but also give you the Exotic Catalyst for the Dead Messenger. But before I get into it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to receive Destiny 2 news, tricks and tips, and all sorts of Destiny 2 content. In today's video, I'll be covering the Master version of this activity only, but you could easily apply any of these loadouts and strats to the normal version as well. Now, the first thing I would recommend in any high difficulty content would be to know your modifiers. The modifiers in the Vox Obscura mission are Match Game, where enemy shields are resistant to all unmatched elemental damage, Champions Mob, which means there are additional champions in the activity, Shielded Foes, you will face enemies with solar and void shields, Pestilence, when Scions are defeated they spawn void grenades at their feet, Champion Foes, you will face unstoppable and barrier champions, Chaff, your radar is disabled, and your weapons and gear will become locked once you start this activity. The second thing to focus on is what is going to influence your build. We know that there are a lot of champions and shielded enemies in this activity, so making sure you can break those shields and take down those champions will be a must. As far as champions go, you will be facing an army of unstoppable champions with the occasional barrier champion thrown into the mix. The loadout I used for this activity was a little sloppy, but it was simple and it worked. For barrier champions and those solar shielded enemies, I used the exotic solar hand cannon, Ariana's Vow, with its trait Death at First Glance. For unstoppable champions, I used the Syncopation 53 Stasis Pulse Rifle. And for some unknown reason, I used the Hothead rocket launcher, just, because I thought it was a good weapon. And since I knew I'd be yeeting around from place to place, I ran Void Nightstalker with Mobius Quiver, using a mixture of Trapper's Ambush, aka Shadow Dive, and Vanishing Step for that extra Hunter Invis. For the fragments, I ran with Echo of Expulsion, Echo of Dilation, and Echo of Remnants. And just to beef up my super, I went with the exotic leg armor Star Eater Scales, because an overshield sounds nice and I'll definitely need one. As far as armor mods go, I rock Taking Charge, Rocket Launcher Ammo Finder, Fastball, Momentum Transfer, Elemental Charge, Void Resistance, Protective Light, Thermoshock Plating, Rocket Launcher Scavenger, Invigoration, Radiant Light, Special Finisher, Outreach, and Powerful Friends. Mixing around other mods are always a good idea in high content activities or any that contain champions. Mods like Lucent Finisher are definitely helpful, and exotics like Arbalist or any of the Aeons can work well also. But now that we have covered the activity's modifiers in our build, we are ready to jump in and blow up some tanks. In your first encounter, you will have to sneak into the Cabal hangar. There is no time limit for this, but there are 2 champions. Once you have defeated them and snuck into the hangar, you will start the second part of this encounter. Clear the airfield, in which you will have less than 5 minutes to do the following 3 objectives. Destroy the Goliath tank outside the hangar, destroy 2 more Goliath tanks that are in the airfield, and destroy the 3 signal towers that those 2 Goliath tanks are guarding in the airfield. A successful and suicidal way to do this sometimes is to ram the Cabal interceptors into the side of the Cabal tanks. This will usually either destroy them or pin them down to a weak enough health to where you can easily pick them off. The most challenging part of this encounter for you and your fire team will most likely be in said airfield. Here you will have to destroy those 2 tanks, some Scion mini-bosses, and the generators at the base of each signal tower to finally bring down said signal towers and end your timer. A strategy that works well here is having someone or multiple people in the Draco tanks to overpower the significant amount of Cabal firepower being thrown at you. Taking out the tanks first will be a must. Then focus on the Scion mini-bosses floating around the area protecting the generators. Destroy them both and the towers will be available for DPS. Usually 1 or 2 shots with the Draco tank does the trick. Once you have destroyed these towers and your timer has stopped, you will move inside and see a rally point. You are now about to start your third encounter, Race to the Control Room. From this point on, you will have 10 minutes to complete this encounter and defeat the boss, Kabex. In order to get there, you will have to activate 3 control panels guarded by Scion commanders. To activate the control panels, you must melee the Scion in the bubble and defeat the Scion mini-boss in the room. I should also mention that there are quite a few unstoppable champions and barrier champions here, so if you're an invisible hunter, well, this is your time to shine. After you do this 3 times, you will be able to push forward and make your way into the boss arena where you will face the boss. Remember, the time you have left as you enter the boss arena will be the time you have left to finish this encounter. So things to know about the boss. He moves around a lot and he calls down lightning, and he has heat tracking, swirl projectiles, and can trap you in a void or psychic bubble in which you would have to shoot those light-colored circles to escape. The mechanics for this boss fight will be identical to the last encounter you just ran. After you take a third of the boss's health away, he will spawn 3 Scion commanders around the room. You will have to melee or shoot each one of these commanders from within their shield to make the boss available for DPS. When he is, do as much DPS as humanly possible and repeat the process until the boss has been defeated. Once he has, the timer will stop and you will have completed the Vox Obscura on Master Difficulty. Claim your loot and celebrate. Anyways, Guardians, that's all the time I have for today. If you find this video useful and or informative, hit the like button and leave a comment down below. And let me know what loadout works best for you in this, because I'm sure there are quite a few that I should be trying and I'm probably not. And as always, this is Doodle from Doodles of Destiny.